And we are streaming. Hello everyone, welcome to Tales of Confusion, and we have 7 people in the lobby already. Right. We also have a game in progress. Right, I put auto thing on, didn't I? Ah! Okay, well, fine then. I'm going to therefore just add myself to the queue. We have 3 people currently waiting here. If we get a 4th, we can actually start another game. But assuming that doesn't happen, we're going to go and observe the other one for a little bit. We'll see. Hello, Glazzy. How are we doing? What's with this? The last couple of things, I've actually been I've had to actually do Sanma games again because people haven't turned up, and now suddenly I have 6 others. Well, me included, so 7. Oh, jeez. All right. If we don't get a 4th very soon, I don't know how long ago this other game started, but even Cronus, if we don't get an 8th soon, I will just go and jump into observation mode for a little bit until we get 1 freed up. But, okay, so it's Prospero, Mono, Yarok, and Kung Pao Debbie in the other match. So the interest there is that obviously Mono is currently miles ahead in the championship. So let's hope Prospero has a good day. Well, maybe not too good, well, no. The league table has been amended with last week's stuff. I did that quite late, apologies. Mono has a 220-point lead. And it's probably not going to be helped by what the changes that have been made. We've taken off local Yaku. We have taken off a couple of other small bits and pieces. Just from when I was sorting it out, I think I've taken off the rounded Mungan and things. Even though I'm not actually certain if that was on beforehand or not. Either way, the other thing I've done is I've adjusted the calculations. So it's now a 20, 10, minus 20 scoring system, with a 20 bonus going to the dealer, which I'm going to have to apply manually because there's no apparent easy way to do that in Soul. We'll see. Okay, it looks as if we're not going to have an extra person in there, so I'm just going to have to keep half an eye out for things. Someone will have to warn me if we suddenly get a 8th person in. Oh, I've got 55 seconds to wait. So I've not missed them by that much, I guess. Alright. The thing actually, might as well while I've got a little bit of time. Hey Sarah, how are we doing? So this is the current table as it stands. This is the current table as it stands based on all sessions up to this point. Mono as a 216.8 point lead. Close battle for second, but we'll see. The one thing with the new scoring system going back to Tenho is that there's now going to be an increase in the number of points available, technically speaking, because of the plus 20 bonus that Soul wasn't applying. Also means that wins are going to be worth more going forward. I am that 7th, actually. I'm not in because I can't be in and observe a game at the same time. To be fair, that is why it's called Tales of Confusion, and that is ultimately how at least half the people starting here have been, so as always, feel free to ask questions. This is in theory beginner friendly, although I have no idea how beginner useful it's going to be. But hey, so Prospero is a fairly good player, so we'll start behind him and see how this goes. Again, we'll follow the dealer, as we normally do for observation round. If I see a 3rd person go in the queue, I will quit this and join the queue just to get that sorted. And get a game of our own going. So reasonable start from Prospero here. Potentially double run. 1 run already secured with Dora. And if he can pair up the East, that gives him a bonus tile for the round. Prospero deciding to cut the 4-7, which probably makes sense. They're both middle tiles, but they're isolated. He has more connected stuff in the other suits here, giving him a 2-5 weight and a 3-6 weight, separating these 2 out. Still got the 8 is loose, the 4 is loose, but hopefully we can get one thing connected to one or either of them. Meanwhile, Yarok is keeping up with the trend of carning every time he gets a chance, which I'm sure will please Draconis. Although that being said, he's in a game with Mono and Draconis is not in it, so I don't know how pleased he'll be. We'll see. I mean, I've been playing this game for about 6 years. longer than that, really. I think my first Mahjong video on this channel was in 2012, I want to say. And I've been certainly playing longer than that. I actually learned in university. But I wouldn't say I've learned to be good, just learned. Kyril, if he gets around, is the one for improvements and trying to actually get better at the darn game. I'm just trying to play it and have fun most of the time. I certainly wish I was playing more of it due to lockdown, but unfortunately, even in lockdown, I've got work and things to do. I've been having overtime commitments and various other bits and pieces going on. Ah, well. Such is life. So again, he's got an isolated east in his hand, which is getting a little less likely to pay off at this point. He probably needs to be throwing that sooner rather than later, just because the longer it's kept, the more risky it's going to be. Either that or he commits to just not having things. Indeed, adult stuff. As far as he hasn't got rid of the 4 yet, although he might be considering defense against other players here. Mono hasn't played any low mid Sozu, although now he has. So he might just... Prosper is probably going to follow up with a 4 at this turn if he draws something halfway useful. Still obviously has to be aware of the Khan up top, but in most normal players that would be a consideration of Tenpai, because most players will not Khan everything. Yurok is a beginner player, so is far more likely to go all in, and that's unfortunate. Discard the tile you're just about to draw, denying himself a pair. So he is freed up for Tenpai, and we have our second Khan of the day here. So 2s and 3s all out. I mean, that's a specific one you're kind of asking about, but I mean, in general, that's just Chanter, but... Well, Chanter Dragon, presumably Sumo. But again, the Yaku list is the first step, really, in learning the game. Although, admittingly, a restricted Yaku list is probably the best way to start learning. Tanyo, Pinfu, Honitsu, and Honor Tiles are basically the only things you really need to start playing, and start playing reasonably well. And then just trying to practice defense. Alright, we have a JPB currently in there, so I'm going to observe the rest of his hand. If somebody does jump in, I'm going to be slightly annoyed at watching. I've played Chinese Mahjong, because he started on Mahjong Time, and Mahjong Time was terrible for getting games started. So I had to play other formats. Most I played Singapore, which is, I believe, a Chinese rule set that's 16 tiles in your hand, rather than 13. Also, Chinese is just all over the place in terms of how I consider it. It's far more aggressive. Far more difficult to do casual reads. I'm much happy with a slightly slower Riichi game, although in theory it doesn't always play out that way. So I think Prosper has folded out the hand here with 2 Khan. I mean, actually, this is a safe Dora tile. I don't know why he didn't play that instead of a 6 then. Ooh, this is actually looking a very, very strong hand. We do have 8, but I'm going to watch the end of this hand and then I will play. Yeah, I'm aware. I can see the board. I know that there is going to be a place for me to jump into in a moment and have my own game. But I might as well watch the end of this hand. I've observed all of it up to this point. I've not talked about it very much, but... So Prosper can drop green now, be Ishanten, 1 away from Tenpai. But unfortunately, no closer. Debbie in an 8 only. Tenpai for no Yaku. Alright, Debbie's being strange again. Okay, let's confirm and let's get out of this once the game lets me. And let's prepare for a match. Let's go. It should also start. It does also start. Good. Hearthstone. I've played Hearthstone-like games. Cardpocalypse, for example, is the main one I'm thinking of there. But I've heavily played Magic the Gathering for far too long. I, in fact, have Magic the Gathering cards right in front of me, just because that is my obsession, and that is, yeah, my obsession, honestly. One of many, I got to be honest, but that's my obsession of long time that has not been kicked. But no, I've never actually got around to playing Hearthstone at any point, really. Casual MTG is about as far as I go. I mean, I could play online, and I know it's not that expensive to initially get into it, but it depends. Some of it yes, some of it no. But I will say I do like the new sets currently using comic book art style, which I'm not fully on board with. However, the previous couple of sets I've really enjoyed. The Greek mythos style set, Pharos, they brought out recently. I really like the artwork for that. Anyway, we got to start a game. So, reasonable-ish. That makes it a lot better. So we've got 2 runs a step, 2 runs, a pair. We need to draw 3 for Dora. Hope to connect something to 7. Get rid of 1, 9, 7, and we're there. Hopefully. If we can luck into drawing a 3, draw a 6 or an 8, we can have Riichi, Pinfu, Dora. Oh, that's the one that came out earlier this year, the Grim Fairy Tale. Yeah. Name completely escapes me at this stage. As I say, I play casually. I don't play competitively anymore. I used to. Most of the time, I'm just building 100 card commander decks rather than anything in the terms of serious play. But all right, Starfall with a call on the 7s. JPB. Draconis don't do that. So this is going to be an interesting one, I think. We're Tenpai if we draw a 6. Nope, we're not Tenpai if we draw a 6. We're Tenpai if we draw a 3. Another 6, though. I don't want to cut the Dora. We'll cut the 7-5 here. So, 3 man gives us a 8-7-5 irregular weight. With 1 Dora. Starfall's very likely to. Actually, he's not the 5 dot. He doesn't. He might want a 1C hand, but all right. Now we've got worries. So Starfall with a card. This is the 3rd card I've observed in literally 2 hands. It's kind of nonsense. All right, Riichi. 5/8. We have the Pinfu here. Riichi, Pinfu, Dora. Against the Toy hand. Oh, I assume it's Toy. East. It could be East only, I suppose. But odds are reasonable on this one, I think. That's a deal in there, of course. 5 remaining. Who's gonna worry about this? Annoyingly, Draconis played the tile right before I got into Tenpai, one of my winners. But there's a Riichi on the board. There's a card on the board. We obviously want to reach and try and maximize Uradura. Downside of what? No, I've played Manzu. It looks like I'm on a Sozi weight, actually. There we go. Riichi, Pinfu, Dora, and I must have hit Ura, because otherwise I wouldn't have had that. 2 Ura. Alright, Mangan it is. $8,000 points, and we've knocked the most dangerous player, in my opinion, off the deal button. Largely because Draconis is in many ways the best and most consistent player. We started laying around the same time. We were about even when we started playing Tales of Confusion about, however many years ago that was. 2016, I think, we started. At least playing in the same tables regularly. He has gotten a lot better. I have gotten a little better. On his day, he is unstoppable, and we are already E-Shanten. The question is, do I want to try and force a Sanchikyu here? Or am I happy with just the Tenpai? I think we're going to go Well, we'll see. If we draw a 9, then obviously we have to go with this. I've given up Sag Q already. No, we're not. We're going to stick with a. Not going to go greedy here. We want the dealership by winning another hand, and this maximizes our odds of getting there. Okay. Now I wish I'd have not cut the 9 because now I could have taken this. Still Ishanten. One from ready. There we go. Is there a point to this? Not sure. Alright, what's the benefit of staying off? We could change a 6 for a 9. Let's not give any info here. We'll make it seem like it's a dodgy one. I spent a long pause on that, but I think it's fine. I've discarded only dot tiles, so 2 entire suits look dodgy, one of which I'm waiting on. We are waiting on a 1-4, which is the most likely of the 2-sided weights to come off at any point. A 1 that has already been played against us as well. But Riichi, Pinfu, 1 Dora. That's exactly what we had last time, actually. Riichi, Pinfu, 1 Dora. Okay, 2 wins in the initial phases. And we survive to our dealer button. Okay. So on the button, 2 Dora in hand. Let's toss for north. So, importantly, we're now dealer, so our wins are worth more. So, see whether we can actually benefit from this. Sir? Which honestly isn't something I'm considering too much, but the bingo board is currently a thing in Mahjong Soul, so grabbing some things off that to give myself some extra resources is nice. Not going to call. I have a couple of pairs here. Probably going to end up cutting the 1s before too much longer. 2 East have been played. We can get rid of that safely. Get rid of the 1s. Hope we can connect something to the 5 and win via Pinfu again, I think, the way this is going. Or we can cut the 1s, and yeah, we're going to cut the 1s here. Because that gives us the backup plan of going for an all simples. And all simples Dora 3 is kind of ridiculous. We're dealer, we can be a little aggressive here. I traded Dora for Dora, so if we get an 8 or a 4 call, then we're there, waiting on the 6. But now I have to worry about what he's actually waiting on. So we can safely discharge this, but then that limits what we can call with. A little dodgy, I've got to concede this. We're up against a triple call, he's almost certainly in Tempai for something. Alright, let's go for it. 258. Thing is, 8 is not safe either. We're gonna have to go for it. Turn off calls because you don't need to call for anything here except to win. I guess the only thing we'd hold off on is a Dora here, but we got to deal a Mungan. So that's 12,000 points if we win it from this position. Oh, okay. I don't. One of the long-term goals of the channel, which I've unfortunately neglected, is a beginner's guide to Mahjong. Largely because I don't have the, well, that's to say I've tried it a few times. I've tried writing out beginner's help guides to how to play Mahjong and how to do it in video form. But it's not my sort of video, and every time I've tried, it's gone what I consider badly. It's one of those sorts of projects that I want to do, and I really should have done a long while ago, but there are resources out there. I'm just not up to doing it in terms of my own level of video recording and animation and all the other things I would need to do to make that video as good as I want it to be. Anyway, we've mixed up a third win, which is kind of ridiculous. We're 27,000 ahead in East 3 with a dealer repeat. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely I'm on kind to answer any questions, but I don't consider myself a good teacher of this game particularly. What I can do, I think, is it can be. The thing is, I could give you the upper level guides book, which is what Kyrol refers to as the Bible, but it assumes you already know the game. It's not a beginner level guide. It's an advanced level guide going on to higher level Mahjong strategy. But basic guides to Mahjong you can find quite commonly over YouTube, I think. I've certainly seen a few floating around. I, again, have no idea how to do this because I was taught by people with their own views on it, and that has heavily affected how I play the game in some ways. Hello, Miguel. Do you know of any good Mahjong guides for beginners? So here, just in terms of what we're thinking here, okay, so hoping to draw an 8 or a 6 or a 9, get ourselves to Ipeco, drop one of these sets as it goes. Most likely the 2-3, again, risky tile first. So if we draw a 3-6, we're in Pinfu. If we draw a 6-9, we're in Pinfu. 6 gives us Ipeco as well, actually. So minimal value hand with 1 Dora. But I don't think this is worth reaching with at this point. We're just going to stay silent. We're 27,000 in the lead. We're in a safe lead at this point, so we're just going to try and snipe a result here. Play safe, not over-risk things. That's fine. Just because somebody had literally asked me a few moments ago, I figured I would see how other people try to learn Mahjong. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know if I want to slay this against you. I should have reached, actually. But we're probably going to fold out the next time we get anything dodgy. Good news is people are attacking. And we've just sumoed the Pinfu. Sumo Pinfu, Dora 1. Alright, we're up to Shade's value, 50k. Second dealer repeat. South to start. So we're in a dominating position. We have no reason to really push things. 30,000 is definitely more than enough to just walk away with defense and let the others fight over less positions. But on the other hand, we are just getting better and better draws at this point. No, actually, let's say we haven't really got anything out of this hand. We're just going for a Tanyo, which is one of the cheaper value hands. Could potentially turn this into Pinfu as well if we wanted to. No options. Let's cut... Because effectively we've got a two-sided thing there, so let's cut the 7. It feels like you're doing that when you first start off, in all honesty. Even when you have a rough idea of what you're doing, sometimes you just are not looking at other people for defense. Generally speaking, beginners are rarely looking at what other people are doing, and as you get better at the game, you're trying to read more into what tiles people have discarded, whether the discard came from their hand or whether it came from other things. It's there are layers to the strategy in this, even though it's a lot. There is a lot of luck involved. But a good player will trounce you more often than not, which is a sign of a skill game, at least. So 1 from Tenpai, needing the 6, 9. Can we play a 3 against him? We can. Free from the hand. Alright, so we have Tenpai. Pinfu again. Pinfu Dora. Potentially Dora 2. We can get a 6 or a 9 out of somebody. Which is going to be a bit of a ridiculous ongoing rampage at this point. Alright, Riichi, White Dragon. Somebody going to call and go aggressive. Draconis is going to call and go aggressive. We're not going to pursue it, because we don't want to lose 1,000 points if somebody else discards the winner. We'll just stay on the 6-9. Okay, so we didn't lose 1,000 points from that. Riichi Sumo, double run, and 1 Dora. So we lose more points at this point because of being dealer. Hazard of that, but we're still in a really strong position. We have a 24k lead ahead of our closest rival. And this hand's looking okay for triplets. So really, the game plan from here is just to be on the attack where we can, don't deal into people, and try and end the game quickly. So, what can we do in terms of quick hands? I mean, Mahjong goes in phases. I had a big Mahjong burnout about a year and a half ago, which is why the middle year tables will look a bit strange. So we do have Carnage. Toy. Yep, I guess we're folding out this one, although... So this is generally tactic against a triplets hand. We're just going to discard what we see on the table or things we have pairs of. Plenty of examples here, so we're just going to throw our pairs out and wait and see what happens. Hope that one of the other two deals in. Yeah, Staffel already playing safety. Draconis going on the attack. He's not afraid of this. Which might just mean he has a hand that's worth going for. Against an unknown Toy only. You got to imagine that he should have had The fact he's played Vidora is the question mark here, because normally if you go for the Toy Toy, you need to have something else in backup just in case it doesn't pay off, but he could have Toy Toy only. And again, he might also be doing the thing just to get himself a dealer again, so he can earn some real points when he's actually got the dealer button in front of him. Meanwhile, we are going to safety play this. We have a significant lead, but if we deal into a Hanneman, which it's unlikely, but he could have Dora. He could have 2 Dora. He might have had to discard that from a triplet and get a 2-pair. I don't know. He almost certainly doesn't have that, but if he's got bonus tile double, or he can manage to luck into a second Dora. I mean, we're kind of also masking Draconis here, because that call against what was free calls. Draconis is in last place, so he's going to be going for anything to try and increase his position. So it might not be a high value hand, but Draconis being Draconis, this could be a call for a Chinitsu attempt, so all Manzu. Especially as Manzu with Adora tiles right now, that could potentially be a very dangerous hand for us to deal into later. Probably not enough to overturn the gap, but potentially enough to shot only then. Well, we got given a safe tile, so we'll use it. I'm going to worry about what else is going to be safe against this hand. 9 should be, but it's not guaranteed to be. We know what all the 9s are, we see the 8s, so... Oh yeah, these are all viewers. Oh no, these are viewers. The rules I have, generally speaking, is don't observe me while I'm playing. They can certainly, though, be in the chat. Say hi, chat. See, they won't reply to that, and if they do, then I've called them. I'm not interested in dealing into that at all. We can play safety. We have no need to give up points. The other side of this is, even if Starfall goes on a big sumo rampage, that's actually just going to eliminate Draconis faster. Because my strategy now, this is the kind of weird point. Now I've got 2 people who are within strike range. Starfall can definitely just overhaul this if he gets a Hanneman. But now my tactic is going to be to try and knock Draconis out, if I can. Or just go for quick cans to finish things off. And this is very much a quick can to finish things off start. In all honesty, I had no idea on JPB after that third call. Again, Tunky, but or single tile weight. But he was going west only, and he went all in from that from the start. So all right, let's throw dragons out. Because if the other reason for throwing dragons early, if somebody calls them, that means we can try and help them out a little bit. We'll see. Anyway, we have a possible 1-9 Itsu, straight through. We'll keep the 5-7-9. But most likely we're just going to take the pin 2 if it comes off. Tanya, hopefully, but... Okay, so that's run, waiting. So if we can draw either the 8 or the 6, then we have Pinfu. Wrong 6. Throw the 7 from in our hand. Could have been dodgy. Okay. So dealer rampage then. One not safe. So we can always play the 5 if we just want to go for it, but and and that potentially opens up some other bits and pieces. No, it's fine. He's under no obligation to give me an opening. And in fact, actually, him sumoing wouldn't be the end of the world if he can eliminate Draconis. The risk, of course, comes if he can get a Hanneman, because that overhauls it. Save tile. Okay. The Draconis, though, is pushing, which it makes I fully understand on his position. So Draconis is far more likely to deal into Starfall because he's got to attack. We're not in the south round, though, so I'm wondering if I can get away with something shenanigan-y here. 5 is safe there. If we play south, the only person who most likely wants it is Draconis. It is possible to deal into it because it's live and open, but this might... The thing is, it would help Draconis, and that's not what I want to do right now. 8's still not been proved safe. We can play the 9 safely, though. Buys the turn. 8's also fine against the Riichi, at least. What are you waiting on, sir? Alright, 7-7. Trying to work this out. Haven't got a guaranteed safety there. East is fine. In all honesty, we have 7 and 8 if we need them, but... Okay. Yeah, we're under no obligation to give Draconis any help, so we'll just pass it out and we'll have the draw. Draconis needs to be in, otherwise he's going to end up losing another 1500, and at 4000, that is deal Among Us to loss. Okay, that is none, so he's down 1000, not 1500, which should probably have calculated, but still, with a reach stick and now 2 repeats. Mungan Sumo is actually Starfall for the win at that point, so we definitely need to stop this now. If Starfall gets a Mungan Sumo, the game ends and he overtakes me. So we are very much in the mood to kill this. So this is about moving the button on. Even if we have to give points to Draconis, this is probably reasonable. We have the dragon. We're gonna go aggressive. We haven't got a pair, but we got a reasonable shot at this. The important thing is to just put pressure on the dealer, because he's the one who needs to continue this. If he even stalls a little bit trying to dodge a hand that he doesn't know about, that is to our benefit. If JPB actually has a decent hand and wins, that's probably to our benefit right now as well. We just do not want Starfall completing a Mungan. You can complete a 1000-point hand or something, that'd be fine. We could live with that, but... that 1 dot means I'm not... Well, actually, 1 dot might have been safety play. He also played a couple of 9s, so I wonder if he has folded against us. Also, that is a pair. If Starfall has folded against us, that's awesome. Yep, Starfall has folded against us. This is exactly what we wanted. We slowed him up. So now, hopefully, JPB's still on the attack, and we can have a win that way around. We'll see. 7's not a safe tile against us, but I guess he's thinking we're on the Honitsu plan. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't anymore. Either that or he's got close to something that he can just go for it. I mean, it happens. Mono, have you just won? It's not good of you. Well, we can take this, and it wouldn't actually be the end of the world if we dealt in. So... We've also Hanitsu Dora. Well, actually no we don't. We have Dragon only. But being able to snipe a win here would be fine. If Draconis does pick up the win, that's fine as well. But again, more pressure on Medela. Frieza CG, there was 6 that's been played. 9's also been played beforehand, but again, that's probably the more risky tiles that Draconis would want. He could be on a big hand, actually, come to that. It's not impossible for him to be on a Hanneman. Riichi Chinitsu would be kind of ridiculous if he's done that, but I'm not going to put things past him. Okay, so Draconis has picked up the win. This is good, because it now means that our safety range is increased. Starfall now requiring a Hanneman sumo, and also some bone extra tiles somewhere to get there. Draconis, though, has solidified himself in 3rd, and it's his dealer turn. South 1. Okay, double call. So probable Honitsu from the bottom. From GPB here. Although I don't know what suit he's going for. Could be a bluff as well. He does have 1 bonus tile. Again, the tactic of discard what you see is looking strong here. Oh! Oh, that was mean. Yeah, I would not have him on that tile. The last red dragon required. That's, I mean, it's Dora, so it's still going to be considered at all times, but that was, yeah, that was a good weight. That is absolutely perfect for me, though, because now any sumo wins me the game with Draconis in last. And we've just hit double Yaku high. Actually, no, he's on 5-8. No, he's not out. I misread that. Options, actually, here. But no, we'll stick with what we got. Ooh, are we about to see something really rare here? And if so, can we afford to cut this 6 so? He doesn't have it. General rule of thumb with difficult hands, but... I'm going to prove it now. There we go. We at least made it difficult. So Ishan's in for a dragon. Interesting. This what now? It's conceivable that you think I'm going for greed here. I'm not particularly. I just don't think the white dragon's safe because that's the one thing he would go for. If he has a pair of whites in his hand, then that would be exactly why you would play early calls on the 6 tiles. So we're hoping for the last red to get the Tenpai on the white, and that's I mean, it's going to be a big value hand, I'm not denying that, and that is certainly a thing, but I don't think that we can play the white dragon. Otherwise, I would have tossed it there and taken the Tenpai. Good news is this is a hand that can essentially just destroy... Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. This is what we consider fun. Oh boy. This is the Dwarf Fortress level of fun though, of course. We'll risk the 6. I mean, the 6 should be fine, but we'll risk it afterwards. There's plenty above that, that's fine. Don't have anything below that to prove it at this point, though. Oh, GG. This is South 2, so I'm thinking that what I might do is do a quick swap of the positions. So I might turn the auto queue off for the moment. Wait for this match to end and then we'll shuffle people around. Tenpai. On the 5 so. No, we are not canning. We are not canning this. Has he hit Hanneman? If he's hit Mungan, that's still bad for us, though. Mungan. Besides which, the Khan doesn't actually give us a hand that we're legally in with. Alright, so South 3. We are dealer. We need something out of this. One shot. The hand is looking quite good, actually. It's just something we're going to have to reach with. So the gap down to 2,200. If we can hit Draconis with anything, we pretty much end this game now. But no, we'll follow white. If this was East instead, I could go for it, but no. Hold on to the door for the time being. I mean, yeah, if you want to come in, absolutely. Somebody will tell you what the tournament number is. If not, it's not in the description, which it might be. Yeah, absolutely feel free to jump in. I'm just going to pause things a little bit while I see if we can get some rotations of the tables. Otherwise, we're going to play the same 4 against the same 4, which no, I don't think we want to do. Thank you, Mono. Yeah, Triple the Norths. We have a potential Suanko on, which I wasn't expecting. But we'll see. Last 6 up. You never know. We're not gonna just meme it. I don't need to meme it. Not right now, anyway. I don't need a Yakuman, I just need a hand. Preferably something worth about 4,000 points to do that. Yeah, no worries. I mean, we're probably going to be doing 2 more games. So, well, I'll be at least doing 2 more games. Probably a 4th if it goes reasonably quickly. Alright. That is Draconis then with a reach. That we're out. That's gonna put me second, isn't it, Draconis? Non-dealer Mungan, so I lose 4. Alright. This is gonna be a tight end to this one. Can't afford to deal in. Sumo is good for us, though. 200 points, the gap. This is not a hand I can call with either, particularly. So, Draconis, JPB, you better Sumo this. Oh, Staff took a while on that one. North reset would be perfect. I'll take a North reset now. Go on, I can draw North. That'll do. That'll do. Hoping for a North reset, that was perfectly fine. I figured that was what Starfall might have been considering, actually, based on the long pause. So if a sumo happens, obviously Starfall, my closest rival, is the dealer, so he loses more points if one of the other players sumo. So if Draconis or JPP win the sumo, it ends the game, and I would also win. I'd also stay ahead, provided the hand is not for something that would allow him to win. For me to lose 8,000 points, it would have to be a... no, Sun Lima wouldn't be enough. It would have to be Yakin at that point. 8,000, 16,000. So if they win with that, fine. The only problem I have is, of course, dealing into other people's hands or Starfall picking up a win. Both of those events mean that I won't. This, though, is a hand that looks good. It's got Dora, which, you know, I don't need. There we go, that's fine. As long as we don't deal into that, that's all good. Immediately draw a second. I mean, I think JPB is trying to secure third rather than necessarily worrying about going for a Yakuman that was a bit away. But we'll see. East. East Shanton. It's going to be a bad weight whichever way we do this, but I think we would take it at this stage. I could have overcalled Draconis, but I guess that doesn't really hurt us that much. Gonna cut this because this is the better weight. So 4 man for Tenpai. White Dragon only. I mean, it's early enough that I would go for it. I didn't want to hold on to it. It's only third turn, and if more likely somebody else other than Starfall calls it, and if Starfall does call it, well, I'd take steps. South, though, in this position is a bit of a dodgy one, and we can't afford to deal in, so we are fortunately out of this one, which is depressing to have to say. We might play the 9 and go around it, but again, it's 2 people with triple calls. We're going to play it as safe as we can. Unfortunately, we're running out of safety. Thank you, good sir. Oh, Starfall's got a pair of greens, I reckon that means. That's probably what that means. Starfall's got a pair of greens, he'll play them now, and then that buys me 2 turns of having to worry about things. That'll do. That will take that result. Right, I'm just going to turn the light on because I've just realised how dark it's gotten. So, a narrow of narrow margins, but we pick up 32-7, which is first score under the new point system. GG. Okay. So, gonna start another round up. I'm just gonna shuffle. I am gonna make a point of shuffling people round though. So, we shall see. We'll have. We currently have 7. Just seeing if we got 8 before we go for this. And what I might just do is odds versus evens to make things simple. So we have 7 people around. Debbie, are you listening in or? Oh no, there we go. All right, so let's go with dude. And start and dude start. Oh, yeah. Okay, one person's just cut out of that. I think that's Draconis who's cut out of a second game. Yep, back in. Okay. So people are shuffled around. Let's get Mahjonging. Whoops. Rip you. Yeah, so the odds versus evens matchups then turned into this. Thankfully, though, I think nobody... Oh, no, Starfall and... I don't know, I didn't do a good job at that, did I? Okay, fine. I should have swapped another person around. Okay. Alright, let's go then. New game, new hope. You can absolutely play, but obviously you're at the mercy of now waiting for another 3 people to turn up, or for both of the games to end. But you are more than welcome to play if you want to. Dora, let's think about this a bit. It's actually worth keeping this on the basis of what we've drawn. Let's throw East out turn 4. For a red. So we are Ishanten at this point. For not a lot of value. Reach and 1, I think. Fortunately, we can't call for Tempai at this point, but 147 is ideal. Alright, Reach only. And a couple of potential Carnage options. Yeah, well, you know you want to play 4-7. You know you want to play 4-7. Okay, that'll do. That's exactly what you want after reaching. Apart from, you know, winning with Sumo. That's another thing you might want. Oh, 6 dot's not helping people, but somebody might want to risk it now. Come on, draw another 4-man. Draw the 4-man would be awesome here. Ah. So carning is always a questionable thing, but when you are reaching and you're getting all the benefit from it, absolutely. Especially in this case, as we did actually... One of our outs, 4, is actually a Doratile now, so... But we only have 2 more draws left to try and win the hand, unless somebody wants to risk a 4-7. 4-7 generally is the worst tile to be waiting on, because they're both middle tiles, nobody likes playing 7s. Because the first bit of defense you will ever learn is don't play 3s and 7s. Okay, Pursuit Reach with the 5-man. Demo calls. You're a safe tile, thankfully. You bastard! Ouch! Ouch! Okay. Big hand. Alright, well suddenly we know we're in a game for second. God darn it. I had all the advantages, but that is the disadvantage of carning. You're giving other people value and incentive to try for it. Jeez. JP has not had a lot of luck in this tournament up to this point. Okay, so against the early Riichi. General plan. Play your normal game. Don't add value. Play safety where you can. I'm not sure you can now the game's in progress. Riichi Pinfu Sanchiku Dora. I mean, it's no it's no dealer Buyman, but at least it puts this into it. Well, I'm now in 4th, and I've got 2 people who I now have to catch up on. What's annoying is all the momentum just immediately shifted. I had a great hand, and then that happened. Last turn, Riichi Ipatsu Haite Sumo. Menidora. Avenge me! Alright, let's get the 1-2 here. So again, we're just cutting this because other things are more likely to connect. Here we go, a pair of 9s. Depressing that this white dragon is not coming out. Difference between having 1 and 2 is ridiculous. Alright, we have more carnage. What are we looking at? Well, good news is that those have already been discarded, so no additional value this time. Shanten. Oh, that'd be ultimate Brave Boy Riichi. It's clearly wrong, but there's ultimate Brave Boy Riichi. That's Starfall has a care of them and wants to play safe now. Playing safe with White Dragon would be awesome here. Green is technically live, 1 indicated though. Alright, we're gonna have to cut the 9s and hope. We're not gonna. We can't not disrespect this Riichi. Not given things. Well, we can technically get there now. If we draw a 6 or a 9, we can get into a White Dragon weight. All on the attack. Start with a decision. Decision that helps me out, actually. 8's also safe to reach. Oh, this would be golden if we can hit this now. Come on. Not quite. Darn it. Reach on the white dragon weight is dodgy, but one safe to the reach. We're more concerned about the reach than anything else here, but we have dealt into Starfall. Chantador Dora. Oh, god darn it. There's a concern. Actually, the white dragon have been safe. Oh well. Alright, we're in trouble now. He does like to go for those, does Starfall. Still. This hand's okay. Two dragons cleared as well. This is aggressive because we don't have the Yaku confirmed yet, but at this stage we need to be aggressive and try and earn some points back. Otherwise we're just at risk of losing that win we got earlier. Alright, reach across. Yeah, it's a CG. We see 3 of them. Alright, gonna take the coward's way out here. I should be committing, I shouldn't just be going with this. Yeah, I think we're out, annoyingly. Unless we think the 4 will pass, which it might, but it's not guaranteed to. Nine's not definite. 4's not definite. Oh, that was not a nice thing to go into, but fine. Alright, so we're given a Ipeco. And another 2,000 points away. That being said, our reward for that nonsense is this nonsense. And this looks quite strong. We can look into the 4-man that gives us potential 3-sided weight there. Have a pair. One run completed. That might not be the correct call, but we'll see in a moment. So I might end up cutting this. But I think we would almost be better off just cutting the 5. Especially since we didn't have Ipeco anyway. Yeah, that's a rushed judgment call on my part there. I'm going to keep the 4 dot as our weight here. Hopefully draw a 4 dot and then go into a 2-5, I guess. Failing that, draw a 2 dot and go into that side of things. Either way, we need to connect with this, really. West does nothing. That gives us some options. Don't know if we want to do that, though. So that multiplies the number of options that actually help us out here. We can go for the 2-5. Potentially cut for a Sanch Q as well. Okay. That is unfortunate. Two-5 into a 2-5, I think. No, 2-4 into a 2-5. It's dodgy, but we see 2 of them. 1 safe. Okay, so if we draw a 4 dot, then we got a safe route into Senpai. A Riichi Doradora. And the pursuit. Well, this is not looking good for me right now, but it's our dealer turn. Well, we're Ishanten for Toy Toy. South is fine to get rid of here. Alright, Toy Toy, no value. Well, Toy Toy is still worth value, but at least, you know, it's the value we're winning with. And there's always the chance of potential carnage. Toy Toy only 48. It's fine. Renshan's more important right now. We don't need value necessarily. We just... Oh, dear God! Alright. Yeah. This could be fun. If we're given enough time to finish this. Which currently, Starfall is in no obligation to let us do that. Yeah, we're going for the quick hand here. Okay. Need to pair something up here and then we're ready. Five or 7. Either way, we have a Suji for this, so... That is the worst possible result from that, but hey, south round. Killed at Aura 5. Right when I needed it. Alas, it happens. So, I need 12,000. We're not in end of the world to get back to second here, and that is ultimately what we're trying to do. Okay. So most likely going to cut the 1-2 next. Maybe look towards a 3-4-5 Sanchku. God damn it. Game is starting to mock me again. Unfortunately, we can't get pinned to with the pair of souths, but can potentially still be in a wait for them. And at this point, Tenpai is pretty much all we need, all we care about in a lot of ways. Good draw. Okay, so Ishanten. Can also call south for Tenpai now, cutting with 2. One west has been played. He is the west wind, though. We'll wait a turn. Play for definite safety, and then we'll worry about this next turn. He shouldn't want the 2-man based on what I've got, based on my read of his hand, but we'll see. Red safe from both players. Riichi. 4-7. Ah, god darn it! It's a big hand as well. Well, that is the game. GG. Had to be attempted. Had a 4-sided... Yeah, had a 3-out wait, but that immediately undoes all my good work today. Bah. And needed the 10k. Ah well. So, let's go and watch the other game while we lament our potential falling from grace here. If this is going to end reasonably quickly, then what I will probably end up doing is just... they're in South 1. And it doesn't look as if this game's quite going to end. Mono complaining while he's leading. Alright, we're sick of that. Alright, if you do want to get one more game started, I'm more than happy to do that. Mono, you are leading. Alright, let's prepare for match and get another one started. So this is going to be the same as last game. Let's see if we can... Oh, I've got one person just cut out. Actually, no, it's not going to be the same as the last game. We have... oh, no, it is. There we go. We have one person cut out. Alright, well, let's hope we can get a quick turnaround on this one, because otherwise we are looking at being at the low end of this. We also probably put Sarah in, which I apologise. But I'm definitely doing one game after this, so we're going to have 5 games today, I think. Which is clearly 2 games too many. Yeah, okay. Khan? Oh, it wasn't Khan. Oh well. We'll cut the 1-4 for this case, just because convenience and more likely to get things around the 4. Options. Alright, we'll cut the 2-4. So pair established, E Shanten, come on 6 down. Well, that'll do. So we have 2 two-sided options here for Riichi Pinfu. And 2 Dora. 'I don't think it makes a difference in this case, although there's a slight upside of the 8 dot now. Done it. So 2 winners have passed now. Well, 2 potential winners have passed now. 3, 6, 6, 9, come on. Or an 8. Actually, 8 dot doesn't get us there. Alright, Riichi Pinfu, counterattack. Start with the safe tile. I was hoping we wouldn't draw Sozi because it's helping the illusion of our hand a little bit with this, but oh well. Suji against something I've played before. Okay, I think though because the game ended quite quickly and suddenly and the other game was a bit of a way off, we decided to just replay it. Certainly you are welcome to join the next one though. Pursuit Reach with an East. Oh, if I lose to that again, it'll be the second Pursuit Reach JPB's done on me and there's just one with. Thankfully I drew safe tile. Come on, 6-9. Still do this. Mono desperately wants to get out. He was winning last time I was watching. Riichi Pinfu 2 Dora. And 1 error as well. Alright, well this is a much better start. Dealer Mungan. Respect the dealer Mungan. Respect the dealer. It was first when I was looking, so okay, it's gone a bit disastrous for him. South to start. Okay, green. So we have 3 pairs, which is not usually ideal, but we can always cut the 9s if we so choose. And if we get lucky enough with the other stuff. Or we could go this way here. Over E Shanten for E Peiko Ipe could potentially pin to if the other side comes off. Against whatever JPB is trying to work towards at this point. Could be a Sozu Honitsu for all maybe not a Sozu Honitsu. It's played a lot of stuff that suggests it's not that. Could be Shadora, try and knock the dealer turn off. You're not going to go for the Ipe code because Pinfu is far easier from here. And potentially free-sided. Would be for a 10 though. Which is a nice catch on myself. Darn it. Tanyo though. So I'm fairly certain he is just going for that sort of hand then. We can then play the 6 for safety if we need to. This is aggressive, but we're going to play against it. We've got a safe tile for the moment. 2 safe tiles, double Suji, and I don't know. Let's at least put him in a bad position. Damn it. That's a deal-in. Or it should be a deal-in. It wasn't. That's the risk of reaching on a nothing hand, even as dealer. I think we know Starfall's got dot tiles, though. It depends what he's going for. JPB, we knew he had dot tiles. That is a tunky weight for Dora 1. Shadora 1. So it's it's very aggressive here. And we've sumoed. We've stolen 1,000 points off of Starfall as well, but that was not a good reach. Still hit the Area 1 though. Reach, conceal, 2,100 all. Alright, well, my unluckiness of the second game is now being matched by my jamminess in the third. We're not quite at jam overflow though. We've not picked up anything that has been ridiculous chain of luck that normally indicates jam overflow. But we'll see. It might still happen yet. We've certainly gotten fortunate. I'll play it right here. The good news is we're ending our... Even if the dealer turn kind of ends now, we've gotten up to 45k with it, so this has been an excellent start to a match. At least on our end. We've got 2 Dora. Oh boy. Okay. Maybe the jam is about to overflow. The thing is, I don't have a backup plan for this one. And normally if I'm going for a toy, I like to have a backup plan of an extra Yaku. But I can't even go for Tanyo. Let's go for 9 for the moment. We'll see if we can just get somewhere else, but 7 pairs or toy look the option. The downside with going the again, Miguel people can read the chat. Starfall is a very prominent member of it. Still. Okay, he chants him 7 pairs. This seems fine. It's fine. Just second warning though. You can certainly imply the hand, but if you're going to give away that I'm going for a Cheetoy, that's probably going one little step too far. And I doubt anyone here is oh, wow, that is quite good. Which is safest? Based on the fact he's on a dot weight, we're gonna match it. It's fine. It was only when you mentioned I had Dora free a while ago I sort of typed in chat. We're gonna go Dama on the 7 pairs then. Oh, this 2 dot is a brilliant weight now. Everybody's on the attack. That was only because of the 6s and 9s. I was trying to work out whether that could be a thing, but we are definitely in dodgy territory right now. But okay, that's fine. It could have come out. Half flush only is absolutely fine. We lose 1500 and end the dealer turn on 44k, basically. So, okay. Not bad start. Double points of just about everybody else. Now we can try and speed the game on to a conclusion. And avoid dealing into things. Had that Chitoitsu have paid off, though. Chitoitsu Dora 2, even concealed, is still basically 9600 at that point, so would have taken us up to Shades level. And then I'd felt really confident, especially like I got it out of demo. You probably would have played the 2. Anyway, in the name of trying to speed things along, we're going to have lots of calling happen. This has suddenly become a sudden attack round, which is interesting. I'm not really going for Honitsu here, but it's definitely a thing we could consider doing. Alright, fair enough. So, another quick, cheap hand. And this is actually perfect for me right now. If everybody's going for quick, cheap, nothing hands, that definitely helps my game plan of just end the game quickly. That's certainly what I'm going to be trying to do. He stole my jam. Oh dear. You know, it's been ages since I've had a jammy dodger, and that's kind of distressing. That's probably why I'm not getting as much luck as I normally do. Must buy more jammy dodgers. Not sponsored. That being said, if we can luck into a freezer here, we have a double weight west thing. 9 doesn't really help us. Even if we draw a pair to that, it doesn't. The 8 was potentially a thing. One more lemon can. But the jam! We need more jam! Okay, we have just played one, but I think we're going to bail at this point. Worst thing for us right now is to just give up a Mungan hand, so we're going to go around it. JKB on the attack, which is fine, that's his prerogative. He's the dealer. But given that we have a red in our hand, we can't really shift until somebody else risks it. We'll wait for somebody else. This also means we're not calling, so let's not have pauses when we think about things. So 2 so next, probably followed by the 1. Yeah. We could play 1 and try to move on with the hand, but ultimately the only way we can advance is if the red gets played. Okay, fair enough. There are various people do have them. I wouldn't play that, that's safe. Safer than a 1 we're unsure of anyway. I haven't currently unlocked any of them as of yet, so I don't know how annoying it would get if you had to live with it continuously, though. We're Red Dragon away from Tenpai. Unfortunately, we can't play that Red Dragon. If we draw a 4-man, then technically we can be Tenpai Red Dragon only, but the 2's not guaranteed to pass, which is a problem here. We also now have to be aware of JPB being in on something. Okay, Sumo's happened. It was a big hand as it happens, but that's not a bother to us. We're not the dealer. Mangan. So 4,000 from a dealer, 2,000 from non-dealers. We stay above the 40k threshold. The game has evened out, which is perfectly fine for us. And we're into East 4. I mean, it was probably North... It was probably bonus tile only. He was probably only pushing because he wanted Renchan to try and stay in with a shot at catching me up. It was probably a bit aggressive. I don't know necessarily what it was on, but it was 2,000 max, I would guess. You could have had a Sanch Q, I suppose, as a possibility, but again, I'd have to judge that more carefully. I was more worried about the Riichi anyway, for safety and just trying to dodge everything. So Starfall again, quick attack, which is perfectly fine by me. We'll play East, see if we can help somebody else's quick attack. Didn't this time. So we're potentially in for a double honor tile wait if the hand progresses. And these are usually good for safe tiles later down the line if we need them. Yeah, I'll show we didn't keep things. Would have been a bit of a stretch to put this to Honitsu, but could have done it. Okay, that's just about what we wanted. So 2-5, 3-6 for Riichi only. Which of course is Riichi only becoming dealer, so it's definitely worth it. 2 Khan, 3 call top on both side Reach. Maybe? I mean, I had a bad time of it last game, so I don't know. I mean, Draconis is a good player. I have no reason to believe why Prospero's a good player as well. So maybe he's got a point, but clearly shenanigans are happening. 3-6. Again, not a great reach, but... Or we can go close... No, 3-6 over the close reach every time, of course. So, Reach Dora. 3-6 got. Downside, of course, is that we've had to reach this with the 2, meaning the most dangerous tile is the 3. What was dodgy as well, actually? I don't know where... Alright, so JPB is still aggressive. He might even be on tilt from that move, as I think about, because that's just not at all safe. I mean, I don't need the Clutch Orator. I've got enough points. I just want to move the game on, and this is the quickest way for me to do it. Just stifle the other 3 players a little bit. Didn't actually work. Because as Mono will complain, nobody plays defense on Tiles of Confusion. Nobody plays defense. Nobody respects the dealer. It's all attack. All 3 of the players have made calls, so they all got restricted hands, which does help the 3-6 come out, but Starfall's good enough, he probably won't deal in. JPB, unless he's on a good hand or is just starting to go mad, won't do it. Okay, so he might have a Chinitsu. That's the worst case scenario, though. And if he's on a Chinitsu, he will play 3-6 dot. Oil deal into the dealer. And that is a Chinitsu from the dealer, which wasn't even on my radar. But yeah, I mean, he's played no dot tiles. He made a call. I was worried about the 1-2 hand from JPV. That was not even on my radar, and that really should have been. Jeez. Well, we dodged a bullet. Yeah, my concentration is not great sometimes. I'm just going to point that out now. It is not great, and that was something that, yeah, I should have considered before a reach on a fairly nothing hand. Still, it's fine. It just now means that we've got to worry about somebody taking our win. That being said, the jam appears to be flowing. 7,000 points. If we can luck into a White Dragon over 7 here. We might cut 988 and see how this goes. We'll obviously reach on this if we draw a 7 here, but... Okay. Down. So White Dragon for Tenpai, Dora 1. Is there a relevant reason to switch up? Probably not, but we'll throw the 6 out anyway. Well, that's not getting discarded now. That was our last chance there, and we blew it. Okay. 8 dots should be reasonably safe if it comes to it, and that's probably where I'm going to consider things. Meanwhile, Starfall on the attack. Sorry. Alright, Starfall with the alien. That's acceptable. Reach down your door. Absolutely valid reaching hand. And it means JPD's not at risk of being just busted out at this point. We still have an 8,000 lead going into our south round. Start with north. The other game was in South 1 when we started watching it. What is going on in that game? I thought it would have ended by this point. Not going to call that. Get rid of the 1. So we'll keep the 2 bonus tiles that are useful for us as long as seems reasonable. I mean, if we keep drawing Zozu, we might actually get the Jimitsu. Oh, forget that. Jeez, Starfall. Early reach on the dealer turn, just absolute worst. He probably doesn't want high Sozi, but that's the only thing I've got at all on his hand right now. But as I say, play your normal game as much as possible and try to work around it. Unfortunately, well, the eastward's always probably going to be fine, but the south we can't really play. We're getting close though, and both of our 2 loose tiles are playable, with the exception of south. So draw south, we're in business. That's acceptable as well. So that's for second place dealing into a player who's not close enough to threaten me in points at this stage. And it advances the game on. So, gap increases. 3 hands to go. And we got double south. So, Yakugai established. The rest of it's a bit annoying. All the bits. None of the middles. So, we're going to ignore the first one. Did kill in one of the gaps though, so I'm quite glad we didn't call that. We wouldn't have got it. We'll obviously call the second one if it happens. Because bonus tile. JPB on the quick attack. We're actually not too... I mean, JPB's in last, so quick attack's fine. We'll see if we can help him out with a White Dragon. He's got 2 Dora out of that. Okay, so he's not on White Dragon, 2 Dora. And then we just need to get rid of some of these sets. So we're not looking towards the Honitsu particularly, but we might as well see if we can lean ourselves towards it. Because I mean, if we fill in both of these is 1 additional tile, we can change that for a dot or an honor tile, then absolutely. Okay. That's a thing. You know what the worst part of this is? I want to attack it. Complete wrong decision to attack it, but I want to attack it. We can always play our greens if we're absolutely worried about safety, but... But we need either the 2 or the 3 to be safe to really go for this. 2 should be, it's a Suji, but don't want to rely on that. Okay, fine, we're out. Darn it. Depressing, but ultimately this doesn't hurt us too much. Oh dear, we found a jam thief, have we?
No.
Okay, it was a 9-7 pair weight by the look of it. So, cheap hand, but again, cheap hand is dealer. And actually extends our lead a little further, so that is ideal. Again, though, we need to rush and try and get people off their dealer turns before they start repeating. Okay. Workable. East isn't a bonus tile, unfortunately, but we now have 4 pairs. We could go for an aggressive Toy strategy, but it always feels dodgy to do that. 7 pairs is always the safer option if you want to consider going for. That was probably our last chance to call for it as well, because we got 7s and 5s in our hand. So we committed to not going for Toy here. We have Tanyo as a backup as well, actually, as a thing. Okay, if we are going 7 pairs, which it looks like we are, we wanted to cut the East, not the 4 there. Fine. Especially as he's now called it. We're giving the dealer more help. Perfect. Okay, so Ishanten for 7 pairs. 2's a good tile to be waiting on, especially with the 4's gone. North hasn't been played yet. 6 dot. So we're using the 7 pair strategy of keep the tiles that are most likely to be considered towards the terminal lanes. Tiles that are good things to be waiting on for oh, god darn it. Regrets. But hey, nobody should have us on 7 pairs at this point. Alright, 2-sided 2 have been played, so we can't be on that anymore. 7 is not a good tile to be 7 pairsing with, but equally neither is 4. Four is a Suji to him, and he might be going for a thing, so we're going to go waiting on the 7 here. So this is Toy Dora. We're not interested in value here. We don't want to advertise, so we're going to stay on point here. And let the aggression take place. It's Toy only. I would guess. Toy Tanyo, maybe. All the fun stuff's happening. Oh, if you're going aggressive, this is actually a good stealth weight to be on, I think. Seven is safe to 2 players. It's not a Toy callable. It's possible that Starfall's waiting on this 7, and that's probably my bet for what's going on. Arg. Okay then. Well, the fold didn't work. But I honestly, 6 and 7 are so bad in this position. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, what do I do here? Say screw it? Yeah, we say screw it. We have a Khan on the board now. We have 2 Khans on the board now. If I win, this is a monster. Come on, 6-0. Come on, 6-0 for the win. No. Okay, that's fine. 6-0. 6-0. Give me the 6. I command it.
No,
It's a monster. With 3 Khans on the board, and this could be... Oh, we didn't get any. Oh, we deserve some Ura for that. But fine. We pick up the Mungan. We're nearly at the Shades point. We're in the South 3. And I think the game is pretty much decided at this stage, although Demo could... Both of these could still come back. We can have a Rampage of Doom, but... But that was probably deserved for that second Khan after the Riichi. But geez, nobody is playing safety on this table. Alright, if Sarah does want to jump in, we have Prospero and Yarok currently queued up. I might do observation for the third game, we'll see. We'll see for the next one. 9 doesn't help. I probably want to cut these and just try and force a quick Tanyo attack, but ultimately our job is keep the value out of the game and don't deal in. Well, yeah, we had 2 Khans here. Okay. Somebody can briefly explain that, but if you go into Mahjong Soul, you then go into Tournament mode. Find lobby, I think, is the way to go. Somebody will have the routes mapped out. I know what it is, obviously, but it's not something I do that... Well, I do it all the time, but I just can't remember how to do it, which is really helpful. And then you enter the tournament number, which is in the description below, which should allow you to find it, hopefully. I missed some steps out there, but that's basically it. Thank you. Tournament lobby 384713. Thank you. Demo a 6 dot would be lovely here. Here. A 6 dot would be lovely here. I don't really want to cut all the frees. I'm basically Ishanten for Tanyo. Do I care enough? I'm going to have to play the 7. That's the problem. There have been no dots played this game. Ah. Okay, so we have 4. We have Silent Demons, we have Werem, we have Yarok, and we have Prospero currently queued up. Just to check, Sarah, are you Silent Demons? Also, hello, Rumi. What do we do now for safety? Oh, okay, no worries. It's fine. We're just trying to get one person in, that's all, so want to make sure of things. 4 dots fine. Room code is 384713. I've run out of time. If it's an 8 dot, I don't mind. Well, I still don't mind, because that's actually better than the other one in terms of who I dealt into. And at least it's not a dealer repeat. Alright, then it's currently a case of who wants to drop out at this point, because obviously we want to get Sarah in. I'm going to put Silent in just because he's a new player and we like our new players. We could potentially end this with Shinichi, which should be fun. It's probably not what I'm going to do, though. Well, he says that's probably not what I'm going to do. Who knows? Play the South because that's out. I mean, it's okay. We only have 3 currently in there. Oh dear God. Yeah, let's give people a shot. We currently only have 3 people currently, so yeah, absolutely. If you want to join in, feel free. We're 1 short, so. Yeah, that's a little annoying. But yeah, currently we're only showing 3, so. Yeah, Rumi is good. So, yeah. We'll see. Honestly, the only way to really improve is to keep playing better players. So it'll be an experience. If nothing else, I will be doing some analysis in the background. So hopefully that'll give some helpful insight into how the game is going. Just don't take my insults personally. I don't have insults. I won't try and insult you. If I think a play is bad, I will mention it and I'll try and explain my reasoning behind it. But it's not. There are mistakes in Mahjong that happen that are not only known after the fact. Oh, okay. Whoops. All right, play your ranked game. Then, in which case, anybody wishes to join and end up and give that 4th one a game, absolutely. All right, your rock is back. All right, let's start. No, it's fine. We've got the other game going. I don't think I'm going to be playing any more today. Oh dear God, have you just won? I'm sorry if he's out in the background and then you just do that. All right. You could have done, but unfortunately, your rock has jumped in. Next round, potentially. See if people can convince me to do 1 more. We'll see. No, basically the way it works is I just have a listing here. So basically, when people join the queue, I just get a number here. What it mentions in the sort of ranked lobby is how many people are in the lobby itself, rather than things. So I can start a game whenever I want to. I did have it on auto a little while ago, but I've turned that off because we wanted to swap the tables around. So if you want to just join, just queue up, stay in the lobby, and I'll make sure you get in there. As I say, we'll probably end up doing 1 more, but I might regret that. We'll see. So currently we have Mono as the only person queued up. Okay, this is looking better. So we need any hand here. Pinfu will do. Tanya will do. No, Tanya's a bit awkward with this. No, sure. I imagine people can be poked. And if not, I'll join up for a last game. We'll see. Because this one's in South 4, so it's about to end. I mean, I'm probably going to... I'm more happy to observe a game just to end this off, but... Because I've played more games than anybody else in this darn league, so it's good for me to take a match off and just allow people to try and catch up in numbers somewhat. It doesn't work, because inevitably I'm always here and other people aren't. And as much as it's been suggested I just take a stream off to, you know, hang out in the background and not actually play, that's boring. You can observe my Yakuman hand. Absolutely, I can observe you going for a Yakuman hand every single attempt. Although I'm not sure how good that is from a sort of beginner's standpoint as a tactic to use. Identifying when you've got a Yakuman chance is definitely is a thing you need to know. But going for a Yakuman every time I would not recommend as a beginner strat. Or even a pro strat, come to that. But there are times you have to play Yakuman only Mahjong. That time is not every single hand. Okay, so we currently have Mono and Licane currently queued up. So 2 more, which may be from this game if it ends shortly. Let's cut the... no, cut the 7. You gotta believe the Yakuman dream, occasionally. Okay, there we go, just checking. It's always good for me to put names to faces, at least if you're chatting here, so I know who you are in there. Well, we have safety, and I think we're going to call this and go for a quick hand. We can't afford to not have this. Although if he does sumo, that is good enough for us as well, because that will give us the win. Oh, we've hit Dora South. Ugh. South though is part. Okay, sumo. There we go. We take the win from the sumo. GG. So I end on 407. So I pick up 55-7 with the win bonus as well. So yeah, it was a good chase. Okay, so I'm just going to observe the 4th game when it happens. So we have 2 more slots for a game I'm just going to observe in the background. If we do get another game started off in the meantime after that, we'll see. Somebody might try to convince me to play even more games, but we'll see. So currently we have Mono, Licane, Starfall, and Demo. Sarah, I assume you're still stuck in a ranked game, so can't play this time. Last chance for giving Mono the because this is actually a fairly tough table, Mono. Gotta be honest, it looks like it could be. Demo is definitely a good player. Well, we'll see how good we're actually behind him, because that's the true test. But at least from impressions of having the games behind him, he seemed... Oh, dear God, he's learned from me. No, take that back. He's not a good player at all. He's learned from me. Okay, 30k Sandbindman. Okay, we're going to start that one off, and that'll be the last game for the moment. I'll have to obviously wait a little bit until the game is viewable. So what I'm going to do quickly is just head back out and actually see how many of these I've ticked off. I've won 2 games with Pinfu. I've won 10 games with Adora. Won that. Won the middle. Won the Pinfu. Won that. So what do I actually still need to do? I need a Patsu. Oh, well, that's never going to happen. That would require Jam. So Patsu, Tanyo, and just Rons. Okay, fine. So tournament match, tournament lobby, and then you would enter in with tournament ID, which is 384713, and go. Okay. So yeah, the win bonuses are going to... This is definitely a bit more swingy with the win bonuses going on here, because people are picking up a ton of points. Maybe there's a thing maybe I'll have to quickly review, but I'm reasonably happy with this. Big swings, big points, big money. And as long as you don't finish last, you get to keep it for the general part. And obviously wins are now slightly more valuable. Well, we'll see. I mean, Mono's still plus... Mono, you've gained points overall today. Plus 32, plus 20, so plus 52, minus 30. Draconis has lost a ton of points, so he's fallen away. And I've done quite well. Although, let me see, they're minus 46 to dent that. Anyway. Random random ramblings and watching. So let's go and have a quick check on the other game that's going on. I might flick back in a few moments because obviously I've still got to wait 5 minutes. Okay, so sitting on Rumi. So Rumi is, as I've mentioned, a very good player. I play most of the time in Kyrol's random matches and a few other random bits and pieces. Still. We'll see what he makes of a Silent Demons and Yurok, who... And let's be fair to Yurok here. Has picked up a couple of wins. And plays in a very, very, very over-aggressive strategy. And I've certainly seen players who can pull that off. And that is a style that is something that can be done. He stole my jam. Oh dear. Already? He stole my first place. Absolutely. So, I mean, let's be fair. If you can take points off of Mono, you are a good enough player to be here. Our standard is not high. And I mean, we've had players who've had this sort of style go on in the background as well. Oh, thank God, they're reaching. They're reaching. So we'll pursue. He's a bit far away to do it, so he probably won't. But you have to cut the one and go for something like a Tanyo here. Most likely, he's just going to try and play safety. North, not necessarily a guaranteed safe tile, but Silent having the with it being Silent wind. Of course, he's dealer, so he'll do what he can to try and continue on and go around things. $2 proof safe. White Dragon is one played, could be safe. White Dragon's also the indicator, so unless it's a single weight, which would be especially mean. And Prospero deals into Demons, who has hit with a Riichi Pinfu Simple's Dora. Not a bad hand. As traditional, we'll follow the dealership into Prospero's turn, and then we will... What I'll probably end up doing then, I'll actually do a full circuit of this one. We'll observe Prospero, Yurok, Silent, and then we'll go into the other game that's going on. So, Prospero. I think it's fair. I think without knowing Silent Demon's ability at this point, so I can't judge it, Wirram and Prospero are probably the two strongest players that I know about on this table. But Prospero's not had a good run of today, I think, for looking at the actual scoring at this point. Oh no, actually, no, Prospero's game today. So picked up points. One thing Prospero does do very well from observations is he's got very high levels of tile efficiency, which ultimately will win you more games than not having good tile efficiency. And certainly if you're lucky and have good tile efficiency, you're going to be better than somebody who just gets lucky. So cuts the four. Because, I mean, my temptation, it's something that I do a lot more often than I should, would be to cut the ones here and try and secure a high value hand. But they might do that now. But before that case, it was more likely to try and work out for these. Yeah, so now he's Ishanten for Riichi Pinfu. Potentially Tanyo. But he could still draw one here. Unfortunately, can't call with that and still have a legal hand, so just moving on. It's a reasonably good weight in any case. Two of the ones have gone, and one of the eights. Three of the ones have now gone, which is a little annoying. Keeps the potential for a double pair weight if he draws a 3 or a 7 here. They can go on the two-side weight this side. Also, with all the ones going, it might be better to switch this to the freeze to the pair and go the other way. See, in this case, I'd have probably been inclined to cut the 2 just because it's more likely, but it's not a guaranteed thing. Okay, so against an unknown Riichi from the South player. So most dangerous tiles around the 9. Secondary consideration. Basically, Sozu was a secondary consideration in the entirety of that hand. Green Dragon is... Oh, amazing played that. It is live. I wouldn't have played that. I'd have half folded admittingly from that. Probably playing a 2-dot. Main reason is on the Ipatsu is always general advice, which I've kind of been stuck to and tried to tell people, is don't add value to an unknown reach. So playing live dragons is usually a bad idea because if they do win with it, their hand value increases. Don't play Dora because if they do win with it, their hand value increases. Try and guess what Yaku they might be working towards and play around that a little bit. And therefore, even if it turns out you've played around the big win, you still have a chance of getting the small win. So here's the interesting question. Does he decide the 3-dot is worth it? Does. So Riichi, Tanyo, Dora 1. Oh, Riichi, Tanyo, Pinfu, Dora 1. So this is Manga if he pulls that off. We reckon the low dots were safe based on his initial couple of 1s, but again, beginner players are hard to read in this area because they'll play things out of sequence or things that aren't in the rational order. Which, as I say, makes them harder to read in a few ways if you use usual cues from players of reasonable skill. And there's the win. So Rumi unfortunately has dealt in with that. I don't know if Rumi had a hand or was on something, but near dealer Mungan. And as always, general rule, if a dealer reaches, pay attention to it. You don't have to necessarily respect it, but you need to be aware of what he might be waiting on. Because that will generally punish people. Alright, we're going to move on to Yarok for this hand. I said no, I'd normally follow the dealer, but hey. We're going to follow one of each, and then we're going to go to the other table. And just see how it goes. The hand is unfortunately a mess. And he plays the 7 out of this one, which is a bit questionable, and then calls for North. So, this is something that I see beginners do a lot. You have attacked, and you don't have a Yaku yet. So, Yaku-less hands are absolutely the worst, because you cannot win with them. And worse yet, if you actually draw tiles that win you the hand, you can't, you know, it means you can't win in the future unless you can radically change the hand again. What he can do, and what he kind of has to do now, is get the dragons sorted out into his hand. It's the only way he can get a Yaku, unless he can do some shenanigans, move it, say, to a Chanter position, or go for all triplets. But by calling that North, which isn't one of his bonus tiles, he's severely limited, A, what he can go for, and B, he's advertised it to the other players. So for him to have a hand at all, he has to either have a Hanitsu or something that allows him to have a triplet of an Alien Wind. Now, partially that could be he's got a dragon set, but then if he's got a dragon set and that's the only thing he's got, his hand is cheap. And if his hand is cheap, then we won't care about it and we'll just play around it and win with a better hand. Which is especially, sometimes this is a valid tactic to appear to have to purposely cheapen the hand so you get deal-ins. Getting 1,000, 2,000 points that way would be fine. But he can't even get the benefit of that because he can't win. And certainly, cheap hand to become dealer is always a valuable thing here. He's going to Khan, isn't he? Yes, of course he is. So, what he could have done was wait and Khan when he actually had a hand that was tempo, because if he could have drawn that tile and pulled off a Saki or a Rinshan, that would have been one way he could get around the fact he doesn't have a winning hand at the moment. By which I mean a hand he can win with. Other beginner trap, call everything. Generally speaking, and this is the first thing that I tried when I instructed Vanna, do not call things where possible. Now obviously there's exceptions to this. A bluff. Well, I mean, yeah, could easily be a bluff. I mean, he's Khan for Norths, has played a 3-4-5, giving himself a Dora, and he has 1-2, middle 5-6 dot, 1-2 Sozu, and a red dragon in his hand. Yes, it's a bluff, but it's also a bluff that doesn't lead to anything. Rumi seems to be paying no attention to it. Demons is playing Dora, so I don't think it's big enough because it's obvious he's not on the Honitsu. He's played a 9-6 in his early part of his hand, and that is the only thing that anybody's going to be aware of as a potential hand from him. Yeah. And ultimately, it's a trick you can't pull off too often. And even then, as I say, even a super defensive player will look at this hand and say, okay, at most, he's got 8,000 points. My hand is worth 8,000 points, let's try it. And if your hand can't win and his can, you're always going to lose that battle. Yeah, Rumi's had enough and he's already starting to call against this. So, Rumi has presumably intent by calling a triplet of the 5s, dropping a 3, dropping a 6, so rather. Sorry, I said 3 because that is exactly what Yorok has just drawn. So Yorok needs red dragon to be in with anything. And then he'd be in a single weight for either the 1, 2 so or the 5 dart. And a red dragon's already been played across from him, so the chances of that are low. He doesn't even have the ability to Khan again for Rinchan. Which, if he'd have kept the North to this point, it'd be looking potentially on. I mean, not likely, but you know, it always gives you. Saving that Khan for later in the hand when you can get a Rinchan might, you know, sometimes be worth it. I don't advocate that as a plan at all, but you know. Alright, so now he's at the mercy of the Pursuit Reach from Prospero. Late Pursuit Reach, 2 hands, 2 tiles to go, and throws a Dora at it, although the Dora is safe to him. So Yorok at least playing safety reasonably well, even if he's not playing hand build construction well. Which I suppose is one thing. If you can play safety well, you can get away with the shenanigans of not building the hand properly. Although usually, and far more traditionally, it's the other way round with beginner players. They can't play defense, but they're reasonable at building hands. Oh wow, is the game over? Alright, Riichi, Peiko, and Dora. We're going to move on to Demons for the last bit of this. Wow, this game is already over. Right, we're watching this to the end because this did not last long. Alright, so Silent has a great little hand here. Bonus tile in hand. He has a couple of other pairs as backup. Could go for Honitsu. I mean, the only conclusion is that Rumi has just dealt into something. It's fine, it's fine. And honestly, don't be insulted by what I'm mentioning. It is entirely just my opinions on things. And as I say, you actually are playing defense well. You're just not in constructing hand correctly, in my view. But, you know, that is the easier way round to fix things. Tile efficiency is easier than defense. And to be fair, you can play super aggressively if you know you can defend it as well. So, and sometimes a bluff is worth it. Probably not in that position, but sometimes a bluff is worth it. Anyway, let's move on. So Demon's Hair's cut the 9 as well. I probably wouldn't have cut that, just based on the fact that you had triplets, but I guess it could work. Yeah, I mean, I'd be considering that, at least while he's got some loose tiles. I know they're in the middle, 4-6, but his hand looks far more likely with the 9s to go into a Chanter than anything else. So I'd probably lean into that at least a little bit, because if you consider, you call 6, you call south, call west, cut 6, cut 5, you're looking very good for a Chanter. So I'd consider that with this start. This is far more traditional go for a pin through hand, which I guess is fine. We're still early days, so... And certainly now the hand's developed those 3 tiles and he's kept the Dora 5 in his hand. It's now got that going for him. Just with the West being his bonus tile to fall back on, I'd have been a little greedier with this, I think. Although admitting the open Chanter doesn't really give you a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of help going on here. Riichi is potentially on something. He's played... Not that... It's not the easiest thing to tell, obviously, when you're playing, but he's played 3 tiles from his hand that he's just drawn in a row, which is usually suggestive of Tenpai, or at least being close. Okay, that's potentially a good draw. So obviously hoping to get rid of the closed weight for the open weights a bit later down the line. Fortunately, his West hasn't turned up yet, and this is a bit late in the game for it now. So either somebody's holding on to it for a Chin Honitsu, or he's just got really unlucky with the wall composition. If Ruby's on at some sort of Toy Toy, though, he could have the Wests for that. So Dragon Honitsu Toy Toy. Oh dear. He doesn't mean it. Or maybe he does. Okay, Rumi is... Oh, wow. Yeah, out of nowhere. Dealer Hanneman. Well, GG. See, this is me tunnel visioning, but yeah, that was that looked out of nowhere. Although again, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to what Prospero was doing. All right, let's see what Mono is complaining about, because it was. Let's see. All right, we're looking at demo here. Who apparently learned from me, so who knows? Ishanten for Dragon. Yeah, Dragon Dora. A little bit of an awkward one here. I probably wouldn't have called the 8 dot in this position just because you don't have the dragons confirmed yet, but again, I don't know the situation. I don't even know when he called that 8 dot. He might have called it in response to the Dora free that's up top, just in the off chance of trying to force a hand quick enough to prevent a Dragon Dora free hand from happening. Yeah, which makes some sense in this regard. This gives you a chance at least of killing a big hand off by winning with a sheet one. Downside is Red Dragon is the only one of its signed left, and you're going to Khan for it. Thank God for that. Alright, he has learned something from me. Don't Khan. Would have allowed you to win number 6, but I don't know if there's any of those left. Doesn't look like it. I don't know, actually 6 seems valid. Anyway, Mono is leading at this point, so I imagine he's not going to be leading in a bit. We're also in South 1 already. Jeez. But the Rinchan. Rinchan is not reliable. It's basically one additional draw, and it's the only chance you're getting on it. And I don't think it would have been... Did I just deal in, or did I just do that? Oh yeah, Mono's just dealt in. I have to look into that and how to open the tables, but I don't normally do that. It's fine. It's fine. It's happened. I'll check it. You can check the logs yourself, actually. That's fine. Oh, that's a monster hand from demo there. But anyway, we're gonna observe Starfall because again, we're gonna follow the dealer. So Starfall's had a good day today, I think. Okay, 3 average games, about the same value. Okay, maybe not as that good as I thought it was. It's fine. We'll work out the points and scores a little bit later. Obviously, the condition though is, of course, that we're having a 20k bonus for a win now. So those are slightly more. Ruin my Yakuman. Oh god darn it, he's going for a Yakuman. Is it this hand? Yes. Give Mono a sniff and he will try for this darn hand. Every single time. But anyway. Is there a penalty for losing? I mean, just a normal bonus. So basically, the way it breaks down is it's negative 20, negative 10. Negative 20 for last, negative 10 for third, 10 and 20 for the win bonuses. But to match 10 host scoring, the winner gets the 20. Gets 20 bonuses, which is basically the cutoff point for 30k. In a normal game, you get given 25 and your scoring is based on returning 30k. Then it's a bonus applied on top of that. So what normally happens is that extra 5,000 from each player gets given to the winner as a winner bonus. So no, you're not going to be additionally punished for being last, but you will get additional bonuses for winning now, which hopefully will allow the scores to creep up a bit faster. We'll see. Anyway, Mono has dropped his first honor tile. We'll keep half an eye on that, but we already know his Yakuman's been ruined. North. I'm just waiting to see which one's going to be killed first. Yeah, obviously he plays south here. He might have been considering the Kokushi, but he was more likely considering south in the south round, actually. Come to that. 3 easts. Somebody's going to play an east and kill it off. That's what's going to happen. Or somebody's going to play another south. Both of those are possible. Actually, no, that does kill it off. The east is the indicator. Nope, that's the dead Yakuman. Now he can only go for Chitoitsu, Honitsu, Honroto. Or some equivalent of that. Meanwhile, Starfall clearly has a much faster hand. You can call this and try and go for something there. Didn't want to force the Tanyo. Is trying to force the Sanchiku. He's up against a South Dora 3 at least, so demo potentially with a Mungan. But Starfall's in last place as dealer. I'd have gone for anything that would allow me to try and complete any hand faster, especially against a Mungan that you can see, and would definitely be a problem if somebody else got it. But I can see why he's going for this, because if he can get Tanyo, Sanchiku, Riichi, Pinfu, that potentially is enough of a swing to actually put him into the lead. Unfortunately, don't own a Switch, so no. Which game are you playing it on? I know Kyrol played it on Final Fantasy XIV, but that's not a Switch game, I'm sure, so... Oh, okay. So here I would probably be inclined to cut the 9, especially as it's safe to demo as well. Oh, who are you playing safe against? Or are you going for 7 pairs this late? You could also have been playing safe to Lacane, but I don't think he can afford to, surely. He's not in Tenpai. This is Starfall's last dealer turn. I think you have to attack this, really. Spoilers, sir! Or you can stop going for Kokushi. He's got 1 draw to try and get to Tenpai, and I don't think he can do it now. Which, unfortunately, is going to mean Starfall gives up his dealer turn. And then needs a Mungan to get into 3rd. Yeah, I feel he could have played this better. I mean, heck, he would even have hit 7 pairs if he'd have gone for that. Can't say no to every... But you've done it! Yeah, Mono has got a Yakuman on, admittedly, a tabletop simulator Washizu Mahjong stream, but he has genuinely hit a Yakuman. And even he hit the Kokushi as well. At a time when we needed it to make the game sort of justifiable and not a complete loss to Kyril and Rise. Washizu Jong is still legitimate. Anyway, we should move on because, again, follow the dealer. So, Mono once again going for a Kokushi. Yep. Like we needed to even check that, really. It looks like they're doing a faster job of trying to kill it, though. And I think any hand where you give up a Dora and a triplet of the 4s to try and get it towards it is probably something going slightly wrong. Well, the Kane's doing quite well here, I think. I mean, this is kind of an ideal position for him anyway. He doesn't necessarily need to go for this. If anybody has any kind of suggestion of a hand, he can fold out. But, he's Shanten, and with Dora, so Tanya Dora is fine. And if he can push himself just above a dealer Mungan threshold, then he's safe even to give up the hand to Mono next turn. The other thing he's got to watch out for is obviously the dealer Rampage. I.e. repeated Renshan. All games count towards the event. I mean, this table I brought up earlier, this is every game that has been played on Tiles of Confusion since the first one we did in January for this year. And as mentioned, there are many years of us doing this darn thing. 2016. Draconis was playing around then. But obviously we had far fewer games at that point. 2017 was our best year in terms of number of games, actually. We're going to beat that by a handy margin at the moment. But hey. Yeah, so basically, if you play Tiles of Confusion on this, I basically add you to that spreadsheet, we rank it, and then basically the winner gets their name inscribed on this, the sticky note of power. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. For the bingo board, any game you play that isn't against an AI counts, so these count. Alright, Starful Sumos. Sumo Dora. Should probably have reached, given he's in bad need of points. If he'd reached with that... Oh, who knows. Alright, Mono's last chance of getting a Yakuman. This looks like a legitimate hand. This doesn't look like a Yakuman. How are you supposed to get a Yakuman with this? I mean, 9 gates is about all he can do with that one draw. Yeah, no, clearly he's going 9 gates now. If he's serious about Yakuman only Mahjong, even though he's dealer and has South Dora in his hand, he's got to go for it, surely. Although, admittingly, he can't do 9 gates with the triplet of the ones called by Starfall. Yeah, no, I would have called that eventually, but no, he's got a genuinely decent hand. So, Dragon 9 weight, although Mungan from the current points leader. Starfall needs what? Any hand, basically. Yeah, even a trash hand sumo would be enough at this point. You get 500 from that. I mean, in fairness, it looks like he just wants to kill this hand anyway. Let's open the hands up a little bit here. Let's just see what other people are doing while we got this reach on. So Starfall is obviously not going to play that green, or if he does, that's going to doom him. There's a potential future thing going on. Demo looks okay-ish for a counter hand. He's technically Tenpai on the 6-man, but obviously needs to self-draw it. Meanwhile, there is Tenpai waiting on the 5 for... okay, so basically the standard counter strategy here, and he wins on that. How much repeats worth? So repeats are generally worth an extra 100 points per player, or an extra 300 points if it's just a deal-in. So obviously it includes any Reach sticks that are currently still on the board, but obviously it does build up over time. Typically though, it's quite a small value. You know, unless somebody goes on a massive dealer rampage and wins multiple in a row, at which point it can start building up when it's an extra 2,000 per player. After 6, for example. Well, 6 is 1,800, but... takes the win. Slower side of it, unfortunately, but Reach only is perfectly valid when you are dealer and you just need anything. Okay, all hands open. I should probably be following demo at this point for convenience sake, but we'll carry on. So Mono looks to have a good, fast hand here. If we compare it by his bonus tiles, he is away to the races. Starfall's hand now needs to be at least 2, probably 3 hard to get anywhere. So keeping that North Dora is almost certainly going to be part of the game plan. Although what he's going to do with that, I have no idea. Lacane has a reasonably good hand here. Potentially quite quick as well, just can't call for anything while he's got that 1. Although we could probably toss that if he wants to. He's got a pair of 2s, pair of 7s. Yeah, he could potentially go places with that. Oh, Starfall's giving up Fedora. Mono is looking extremely good here, Shantin. What's Demo up to? Demo is probably the slowest of the 4 hands at this point, but I mean, there could be some stuff there. He needs any hand to basically get himself back into 2nd, so it's a case of racing and hoping that he can draw something connected to that White Dragon, I think, or that the White Dragon becomes safe soon. There are no White Dragons other than his, but he's got no way to know that. Okay. Shanten for Mono. Still Shanten for Mono. Yeah, calling that would have been bad. He would have been he's discarded the 1, so 1-3 would 1-4 weight would be terrible. Starfall gets his Reach. So Reach, Ipeiko, Tanyo, which is not bad. That's almost exactly what he needs. If he can sumo it or take the win off of somebody... Actually, if he takes the win off somebody else, he would have 3,900. I think that's too few, even if he gets his 1,000 back. So sumo or taken from... There's the attack. So sumo or taken from Mono would be enough to overhaul. And there's the deal-in. Tanyo only. And that's 1,000 points is enough to drop Mono a position as well. Well, GG all. I'm going to call that a stream for this week. I don't know if there's events going on Sunday from Kairos stream. If there are, I will probably stream that as well. And we'll see how things go. So thanks for joining us. I will catch you all next time. So until then.